You say Birkas HaShachar every morning, I assume. I hope so. Do you know what you're saying? Have you ever thought about it? Well, I did, many, many times. And I was always a little bit puzzled, and I wondered what exactly is the connection between these brachas, whether there is one, and why specifically these brachas were chosen. And especially, I always was puzzled about the first bracha. It is very, very interesting and a little bit strange. Why would one have to thank for the call of the rooster? Or if you take the more, I wouldn't say prevalent, but I would say a little bit more logical, or more rational, realistic meaning of the word servim, which meaning the heart, it also seems a little bit out of place. And also, how could one word mean so different notions? A rooster and the heart. Is there any connection between them? So I think I had a little idea about things that I have thought about for a long time. I think that each of these brachas is about thanking or giving thanks, or at least raise our awareness to be grateful for something that we have, and most of us have, I would say almost inherently, not naturally, but most people on the globe have everything that we thank Hashem here for in these brachas. We are tired in the morning, we wake up and we are replenished. We can cover our heads if we're cold. We have belts. Most people have shoes. Even the poorest of the poor, they have everything that is cited within here. And of course, those who don't have any of those things, eyesight, for example, not being able to raise up, they're miserable people. So we have to be aware of this, and we really take all this too much for granted, which is altogether a topic in and on itself. So I think that this is pretty obvious that this runs through all of the brachas. And also it seems that there is a kind of hierarchy in the brachas. We go from the most important to the least important. Okay, in the end, at least from a spiritual point of view. Okay, in the end we give thanks for being able to wake up replenished and energized, to have hats, to have belts, to be able to wear shoes, to walk, that the earth is a place where we are able to walk, to be able to walk erect, to be free, to have clothing, to have eyesight, much more important for men, not to be a woman. Again, I'm not going into the whole feminist thing and whether it's denigrating to women, but the fact of the matter is I think that it's easier to be a man. Just physically think about it. You don't have to give birth, and you don't have to bother with it, all that is connected to it. And also the world is a little bit more geared, I assume, in a way that it's a little bit easier for men. At least that's the way I see it. You can argue with this, but from a physical point of view, I'm definitely sure that it's easier to be a man, and of course not to be a slave. From a Jewish point of view, not to be a Gentile. And how come that on top we get to the fact that the rooster is able to distinguish between day and night, or the heart also? Okay, the heart, or rather the mind, is able to distinguish between day and night. So what's going on here? So I think that there is a little idea in here, and I think that it is as follows. Whenever we do something that we know we shouldn't do, okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a crime or something grave. It could be a smoker taking another cigarette, a cardiac helping himself to another helping of pizza or a coffee, or the diabetic having an ice cream. We know somewhere in our conscious, different level of consciousness, but somewhere very deep, there is a knowledge, there is an awareness to the fact that we are going to do something wrong. Okay? Now, of course, when it turns into a habit, this becomes less and less conscious. But whether when we start getting into the habit or when we try to kick the habit, then this comes to the fore in a much stronger effect. So what happens between the time that we decide, or rather we feel the urge of doing something that we should not do. Okay, this could be even a great crime, but the process is the same, I believe. Although I'm not a criminologist nor a psychologist, I believe that the process between a criminal robbing a bank and possibly harming someone on the way, and a smoker taking another cigarette, or a diabetic helping himself to a slice of cake, is pretty much the same. And it's as follows. We start a process of justification. All right? It's only one cigarette. This one cigarette is not going to harm me. This one slice of cake. And yesterday I didn't eat one. And yesterday I was a little bit better. And my numbers were better. And so on and so forth. And the bank robber says that society failed me. And so on and so forth. So we try to convince ourselves that for one reason or another, we are entitled to do this. Okay? Whether there is a remedy for this or not is another question. But if you train yourself to, in all situations, to be aware of one thing, this is do the right thing. Don't do the wrong thing. Then it will be much harder for you to convince yourself of all kinds of idiotic arguments in order to allow yourself to do things you should not do. And this is the connection between the heart and the rooster. There is a period of darkness which precedes the day, but is already a part of the day. That's when the rooster calls. It's still dark. You can still give yourself excuses, but you know that the sun is going to rise. You can convince yourself, you can give yourself all of the arguments in the world, but you know that bottom line is wrong. And as soon as you did it, as soon as you took your extra slice of pizza or did whatever that wrong thing is to do, the sun shines. It becomes clear as the day. And this is what we thank God for. This is the highest bracha in the hierarchy, because this means, in so many words, that you thank God for being a human being, that you possess that which the animal does not possess. Such a conscious process is not existent probably in animals, or probably not in a way that in humans. Animals work on instinct, even though they have intelligence. I doubt that they have conscience, or for sure not in the way that human beings are. So when you say, you basically thank God for having made you a human being, a conscious human being who is able to distinguish between good and evil, and who has been given the power to choose good over evil, and to know this even in the situation that it's a little bit dark and not so evident. Because we know that as soon as we do this, the sun will shine on us, and we will very strongly realize that what we've done was wrong. So in my opinion, this is the meaning the heart and the rooster are connected in such a way that we know we are able to call before the sun actually shines. When it's still a little bit dark, we understand that there is a problem, and we thank God for having made us a conscious human being.